What up? What it is? What's popping? And welcome back to yet another episode of Keeping It 9450, codenamed WBB. I am your host, Kevin Kdot Lewis, and as always, I'm joined by the one and only Lolivia Pope, aka Big Low, not the little low, aka you know what the going on. What's good with you?
I'm black and I'm blessed. It's always a good time to be here talking hoops with you. It looks like I'm a little delayed, but hopefully it'll catch up.
Oh yeah, it's all good. It'll be all good with this. And now, usually around this point of the season, we'll be jumping straight into game breakdowns, standings, power rankings, and all the things that dominate the weekly news cycle. But tonight, I kind of want to do something a little bit different. This is the WNBA's 30th season. 30 years of history, 30 years of legends, 30 years of players who fought for visibility, respect, opportunities that many of today's stars now enjoy. And honestly, respectfully, I'm not sure, and I don't think that we're talking about it enough. So we're spending so much time debating MVP races, social media narratives, officiating, who's up and down this week, who has the bigger story around the league, who's getting lost in the shuffle, who's the better stand. So tonight, I think I want to take a little step back and I kind of want to talk about one of the most impressive things about the W's 30th season and the legends behind the 30th season. But not only that, we're also going to talk about some of the most impressive young players in the league right now, especially our girl, Olivia Miles. I also want to talk about why her impact feels bigger than just another talented rookie. We're going to talk about the growing influence of French basketball in the WNBA. Stars, emerging stars like Pauline Astier, Maureen Johannès, Janelle Salaün, and Dominique Malonga. And we're going to even sprinkle in a little bit of Gabby Williams because she does play for the French national team. I just wanted to have a larger conversation about where the league is headed as it continues to grow globally and just the most important stories that aren't found in the final score. And we're just going to sit back, we're going to lock in, and we're going to talk a little bit of basketball and history. And this is the show. So, Lo, I really want to just get right into it. Season 30. Are we celebrating it enough?
I agree with you. I think that we're not. And I think it's for multiple reasons. I think that it's been a major shift, and we've kind of talked about it behind the scenes. It's been a major shift in media with the WNBA this year, specifically with more national media getting more rights or more opportunities to cover the women's game. And if we're keeping it a buck, independent media has been pulling this league along for the last 30 years. Specifically, I would say within the last decade when most people didn't truly care about the WNBA anymore, where money wasn't truly invested in it and the popularity wasn't as high, independent media were the entities that were carrying the storylines, carrying the league in general from a media standpoint. And I think that now that the CBA has come and gone and the women are getting paid and people are investing heavily in the WNBA, I think the powers that be have now focused and locked in on national media. And it's simply people that don't care about basketball or don't care about women's basketball. And I'm not saying that it's all national media, but when you have play by play announcers that can't pronounce the women's names, or when you have just different things that you shouldn't have for people that truly watch the league, is disheartening. And I think that because it's not people that genuinely love the game that is representing the league from a media standpoint, I think that they are dropping the ball heavily on this being the 30th season. Outside of it being the 30th season, this is the first year that the women are actually getting paid. It's so many storylines that can be going on, and I personally feel like they dropped the ball.
Yeah, I agree. I really do agree because I feel like there should be more legends being talked about or more legends being interviewed on these shows, right? These pregame shows, these postgame shows. And there's not enough pregame and postgame shows if we're keeping it a buck, or not enough time between these pregame and postgame shows. Looking at more archival footage, more franchise history storytelling.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know about the Cleveland Rockers.
Nope.
In the Cleveland franchise is supposed to be coming back, right? And a lot of people don't know about the Detroit Shock, right? A lot of people don't know about the Sacramento Monarchs. You know, a lot of people don't know about the Utah Stars, who then went to San Antonio, who is now the Las Vegas Aces.
The Orlando Miracle.
The Orlando Miracle, the Miami Soul.
Yeah.
So there's so much history. And we're talking about season 30. And I just think that before we get into current players and storylines and fandom, 3 decades of players, of coaches, pioneers, championships, rivalries, the moments that helped build this league to what it is today, I just don't feel like we're talking about it enough. And I can say that the 9450 is doing everything that they can. And I would encourage everybody to listen to those and watch those She's Always Had Game episodes with Zach Draves, because he's put in the legwork, right? And we as a network have put in the legwork in producing that and helping him produce that. There's already an episode with Jordan Liggins and Emma Bacciarelli talking about court queens, which I have in my background. There's already an episode with Ruthie Bolt. There's already an episode with Brittany Ray Wallace talking about that 07 Rutgers team and C. Vivian Stringer and what happened in that Final Four run and that national championship runner-up season. Yeah. So the history, we're talking about history. All of these things matter, right? And we can say it's not us. It's not us. You know, and Lo made a great point earlier when she talked about it. Independent media has done so much for this league, for the door to be thrown and shut in front of our faces.
Basically. Thanks for helping us get to this point, but see ya.
I'm flabbergasted about that. And not only that I'm flabbergasted about that, I'm genuinely hurt about that. Because like you said, there were times where people didn't give a shit about this league, but it was people like us that continued to be death threat, to be called everything but a child of God, saying that we were nuts for it. We were completely nuts for trying to amplify the women of the sport and the women of this league. And it's been so much that we've had to endure. It's been so much that we've had to it's just been so much that we've had to do to help back this league up. And just because you have a new CBA, it's crazy to me that you're doing this to the independents. So I do feel like from a 30th anniversary standpoint, it hasn't been enough love for the historical aspect of the league. I want to see more than just what's on the WNBA app. Yeah. It has to be ingrained in national attention and streaming. You have Amazon now, you have NBC, Peacock, you have the USA Network, you still have ESPN, like Ion. Give us more history, give us more ways to learn about the legends and learn about the teams behind it. And quite frankly, again, I can tell you this, Lo can tell you this, the 9450 has always put their legwork in. Best Damn has always put their legwork in. These independents have always put their legwork in. So shout out to you guys for doing that. Shout out to Zach Draves, who's been doing it.
Yeah.
But I wanted to highlight that. But more importantly, one of the biggest stories of the season so far has definitely been the emergence of Olivia Miles. And what stands out to me isn't necessarily the numbers, it's just this pure confidence that we see in this young, vibrant point guard. She doesn't look overwhelmed. She doesn't look like she's trying to figure things out. She looks like she legit belongs. And every great point guard has a certain command of the game, and Olivia already shows flashes of that. She controls pace, she creates opportunity for teammates, and she has a great feel for the game that you just can't teach. And the rookie adjustment period that usually is talked about, it doesn't seem to apply to her in the same way. So the question becomes, Lo, are we simply watching a talented rookie off to a good start, or are we witnessing something more of the arrival of a future franchise cornerstone in one of the next faces of the league and showing flashes of being both what one player has done in the history of basketball, of women's basketball in the WNBA, in being rookie of the year in MVP conversations as well. So, what do you think about that, Lo? Is Olivia Miles just having a hot start, or are we watching a franchise guard arrive in real time?
Liv is the real deal. This isn't just a 13 game, I'm getting lucky and I'm just playing really well. She's the real deal. She is the future of the WNBA. I said it, I want to say maybe before the season started. If it wasn't before the season started, it was within the first 2 games. And I'll say it again. People can pull the tape, but I said when it's all said and done, Olivia Miles will be a top 5 point guard in this league of all time. And somebody tweeted me and said, "You're saying this after 2 games?" And it's no. We called it, Kdot, since her freshman year, how special she was. This guard
Yes.
out of Jersey, we called it. We called it her freshman year at Notre Dame before she got hurt. And I'm not going to lie to you, I didn't expect this quick. Now, I
Mhm.
knew Liv was already pro ready. I knew her game would translate well to the WNBA. However, I just didn't know that within the first 13 games of the season, we would be saying that she not only is leading the rookie of the year race, but also very deep into the MVP race right now. And for me, what's impressed me, so let me rewind. Even in college, Liv was great. Whether it was
Yes.
TCU or whether it was Notre Dame, she was great. So her skill set there, imagine that skill set, but now you're playing with players that are even better, right? So those passes that you were throwing to some of your post players that are not WNBA player or caliber players, like now you actually have a former all-star in Natasha Howard catching it, or when Fee gets back, a MVP runner-up, or whatever, an all WNBA team player. She's doing this without their best player playing with them right now. Like, and I
Yep.
think people don't understand, and I think that's why it's important. We talk about skill set, which is very important in the WNBA, but where you land is imperative for your
Yes.
development as a player. And she couldn't have landed in a better position. She's with one of the best coaches to ever coach in the WNBA in Cheryl Reeve. She also has Lindsay Whaling, one of the best point guards to ever play this game, as her assistant coach. So you know she's in Lindsay's ear all the time and vice versa. She also went to a winning franchise. The Minnesota Lynx should not have gotten the second pick. They are a damn good team already. And the fact that they were able to add, in my opinion, is between her and our fam in regards to the best player in this year's draft, right? The fact that they were able to add such a talented, franchise changing player to an already talented team and winning culture is just mind blowing that it was even allowed to happen. But I say all that to say she landed in the right position for her to perform like this. Now, if she went to a team like, respectfully, Connecticut, will we be talking about her in the same light, right? I think even if she was putting up these numbers, we wouldn't be talking about her like that because they're not really competing. Right now, she has them. I think the Aces are still losing. So Minnesota will go back to number 1 overall. She has
Right.
them playing as the number 1 overall seed right now. So yes, it's catching a lot of people's eyes and attention. But back to her, I think what's impressed me the most is her poise, kind of like you said. But most importantly, her change of pace has looked amazing. Her turning the corner, her just the first step, her ability to get downhill against elite defenders. We saw her the other day taking it against Asia a few times off the dribble and was just able to quickly get past her. Jackie Young able to quickly get past her, and Jackie Young's not a slouch on defense. So she's able to get by anybody, and that's just her change of pace and her change of direction. Right now, averaging 18 points, 5 boards, 5 assists, while almost recording a 50-40-90 after 13 games. Currently shooting 53% from the field, 39% from long distance, and 91% from the free throw line. And like you said earlier, very similar to Candace Parker's average when she was Rookie of the Year and MVP in the same season with 18 points per game, 9 boards, 2 blocks, and 3 assists. But like when we're talking about Liv now, we're not even talking about the Rookie of the Year race anymore. Because to me, I know we're 13 games in, but no one's catching up. I'm so sorry. Like, I'm so sorry. No one's catching up. We're talking about her as one of the best, and people might get on me when I say this, but what she's doing right now is one of the best rookie seasons so far I've ever seen in WNBA. I've ever seen. And when you truly look at the numbers, she's among some of the greatest. Like when you're talking about overall scoring in their rookie year, she's at 9th overall out of every player that has played in the WNBA. She's amongst Coop and Simone Augustus and Cappie Pondexter, great players to be in the same conversation with. And the funniest thing about it is when scouts looked at Olivia Miles, they didn't know if she was that much of a scorer. They put her passing up on a pedestal in regards to her scoring, and she's already in conversations with some of the best scorers to ever play this game from a rookie standpoint. She's second in rebounds per game amongst rookies. She's first in assists per games amongst rookie. 6th overall in WNBA history among rookie as far as assists goes. She's first in steals amongst rookies and 4th in blocks amongst rookies. And when we talk about player efficiency rating in your rookie season, Liv is ranked 7th all time. And again, she's amongst great company with Coop, Catch, Candace. And you know those 3 are in my top 5 of all time. You also have EDD and Asia Wilson. So again, having your name amongst those greats this early in your career is just an accomplishment. And I'm not going to, I was never hesitant or worried about her offensive game. My concern was her defensively. Damn, is she out there competing? she's out there competing. I'm not going to ever say she's an elite defender, but she's competing. She's boxing out. And we got to remember, Liv is a tall guard. She's 5'10". Yes. She knows how to use her body to protect. She knows how to use her body and finish through contact. She knows how to use her body and the rim so that she's not getting her shot blocked. She's just, I can go on and on about her because that's how great she's been playing. And she just looks comfortable out there. It almost looks like the game has already slowed down for her, which is scary.
Yeah, incredibly scary. And yeah, we've talked about Olivia Miles ad nauseum. Even when she was in college, we said that she was pro ready. She's really taken this role, and I have to tilt my hat to Cheryl Reeves because she knew what she was getting into when she drafted Olivia Miles at 2. She knew exactly what was going on with Chicago when she decided to get that pick swap.
Yeah.
It's very interesting to see Olivia Miles play the way that she's playing, but yet for me, point guard to point guard, I'm not surprised at all.
Yeah.
She's definitely taken this team to another level. And I just want to point out against the Las Vegas Aces, they were down that entire game.
Yep.
And I think her free throws, she had the go-ahead free throws. And of course, Asia came right back, got fouled, and went ahead with her free throws. But there was a sequence where Olivia makes a move on the right wing and she takes a step back 3 in the follow through. Once the follow through stayed up, the gooseneck stayed up. I was like, oh my God, it's going in. The confidence.
Yes. To take that against the defending champs.
To take that against the defending champs and arguably one of the better defenders. I believe Jackie Young was guarding her. if I'm not
I
mistaken. It was either
remember.
Jackie guarding her or
Was it
Jewel
Jewel?
guarding her. It was one
It was
of the
one of them,
two.
yeah.
It was one of the two. And I'm not going to say Jewel isn't a bad defense. Like Jewel, when Jewel gets in her mind to want to defend, like she can defend. But it was just that sequence alone where Olivia, I don't care who's in front of me, you are food. And it happened. And yeah, she didn't hit the go-ahead three at the end because Jackie actually did guard her on that one. I do
Yeah.
remember that.
I
But the
didn't love that
confidence,
play.
once
I'm not
again,
gonna
yeah,
lie.
I
I
didn't
didn't
love it
love it
either.
because she was beating him off the dribble all game. Take it to the rack.
Yeah, I didn't love it either. I didn't
But
love it
she was
either.
going for the
And
game. She was going for game.
yeah,
Fuck you. That's what she was going
yeah,
for.
that's what she was going because I think they were down 2 at that point. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So I get it. I get it.
I'm not
She
mad
was
at
going
it,
for the
but I
kill
didn't
shot.
love
Yeah,
it.
she was going for the kill shot, and
Yeah.
she could have easily gone to the cup.
I mean, she was
Easily.
taking him off the dribble all night.
All night. All night. And what's great in my opinion about Olivia Miles is she understands the moment.
Yeah.
She's not this deer caught in the headlight type player where it's just the fad that's going on. She understands the moment and she understands that she's doing this without the best player that has been for the Minnesota Lynx for a while now in Nafisa Collier. So I can't do anything but tilt my hat to Olivia Miles because she is just that great of a player. And you're absolutely right. She's in some good company right now, 13
Yeah.
games in, like
Yeah.
really, really good company.
So I asked you this question early in the season. I think it was before the season started. I'm not sure, maybe within the first week, but we know that Fee only signed a 1-year deal to stay with the Lynx. And the question was, if Minnesota plays well and Liv looks pretty good, do you think that increases the chances of Fee possibly running it back next year, seeing what they can do in free agency? And when I asked that question, I didn't think that they were going to be this good. I'm not going to lie. I thought that they were still going to be a playoff team just because Fees was going to be out for at least a month and a half to start the season and just all the turnover and free agency, etc. And so now I'm asking you that same question with the success so far that Minnesota has. And again, we still have a lot of season to play, but they're looking like one of the best teams in the league easily. I think that they are a championship contender. If they continue at this pace, do you think that this will help Fee kind of stay a little bit longer with the organization?
This definitely helps. This definitely helps because I will tell you this. Signing a 1-year deal, that sounds like a superstar to me weighing her options and wanting to
Absolutely.
go somewhere from a bigger market standpoint. That's just what it looks like to me from the outside
Yeah.
looking in. I could be dead wrong. And I can admit to being dead wrong if that's the case. But you don't sign a 1-year deal with a new CBA. That could have easily been a 3-year deal for you.
Yep.
And you could have been easily making 1.5 mil a year and be one of the, if not the highest paid.
Because I think AB signed a 5-year deal?
Yeah, AB signed a 5-year deal or a 4-year deal. No.
Yeah, 4 year. Well, 5.
Yeah, 4-year. It might be. It might.
I can't remember.
I'm
4 or 5.
trying to figure out. It was 4 or 5, but it's 1.6 mil or something like that, or 1.4 something like that. But you could easily sign. We say all that to say you could easily sign a 3 to 4-year deal.
Absolutely.
At 1.5 per easily, but you decided on the 1 year.
Yeah.
So that told me you're weighing your options, especially after seeing the likes of an Atlanta Smith go get the bag.
Yeah.
The likes of a Jessica Shepard going to get the bag.
Yeah.
So now you have your point guard. You have someone who could be Lindsay Whalen reincarnated.
Yeah.
Somebody of a Chelsea Gray mold. Someone you can trust that can give you the ball in the position that is perfect for you. And you still have your main one on the wing, and Courtney Williams
who's back in her right position now and looking
back in
good.
her right position, looking phenomenal, and K Mac back in her position and still looking pretty decent, especially after the health scare that
Yeah,
we talked about earlier about her ear, right? That was scary, but the core is there still.
yeah.
So I would agree, Lo. I think that she could reconsider and maybe do another 1 year deal
Mm,
just to see. Or if she's extremely confident, she says, "Oh, all right, I'm gonna be the highest paid player in the WNBA, and I'm gonna give you the 3 year deal, and I'll get the 3 year for 1.7, knowing that Olivia is still on her rookie scale contract. Because
right.
3 years still on a rookie scale contract. That'll be her second year next year. She'll get an extension. So
Mm,
that's 5. You know how it is with the rookie scale. You
right.
get a total of 5 years, then the money would look pretty even at that point. So yeah, I think Fee reconsiders respectfully.
I agree.
I really think she does, and they look really good. And Natasha Howard, you got to give credit to her as
Man,
well.
listen. Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
phenomenal.
and Nia Coffee. They did
They
Cheryl
did their
Reed.
biggest. And I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
I was like, listen, they lost a lot of pieces. Dorka not playing, like they lost a lot of
yep.
pieces, right?
Bridget
But that
gone in the
listen, but that damn Cheryl Reed, she just knows what she's doing. She just knows what she's doing. She knows the pieces she's has. She knows how to plug people in based on the system she wants to run. Again, this is a number one overall team right now without their best player. Without
yeah.
their best player.
So shout out to Olivia Miles. She's incredible. And I kind of want to shift the conversation to something that's been becoming increasingly important across the league, and that's the international talent,
Yeah.
more specifically, France. So
Yeah.
when people talk about international basketball, the conversation often starts with the alien, right? Like
Yeah.
but I don't want to talk about the alien more so than talking about what the WNBA looks like right now from a French connection standpoint. Players like Pauline Astier, who was undrafted but was a free agent and is coming in, contributing to New York and doing
Yeah.
her big one. She was arguably in the rookie of the year conversation like early. She was averaging 16 and a half in the first four
Agreed.
games.
Yeah.
And she was doing her big one with Sabrina Ionescu out, right?
Yep.
Marine Johannès continuing to be one of the most exciting and creative players in basketball. Janelle Salaün, one of the most impactful scorers that
Yep.
this league has seen. Dominique Malonga, still growing, understanding the game, but has one of the highest ceilings of a young player in this league. And what's fascinating about this is that these aren't just the same type of players. They're guards, they're wings, they're creators, they're shooters, they're bigs. France isn't just producing talent anymore. They're producing stars and future stars. And maybe the bigger conversation is the WNBA is definitely leaning to more of the global type league, expanding to that global sensation and with the international interest and with the Olympic competition getting stronger. I wouldn't say better, is getting stronger because we all know the USA is the USA. But how important will international players be to the next phase of the WNBA's growth? And among the French wave, who are you most excited about moving forward within this French connection?
I think international play in general is going to be huge for the W as it continues to grow. We can look at the format that the men had. That's really when the NBA took off, when it became more of a global sport and just the people over there having more access. So I think international play is going to be huge for the WNBA, and I think more international players are going to want to come to the WNBA because the pay looks a lot better. They're not just coming over here for $40,000 and $50,000 for a couple of months to play. And just on a global scale of things, I think the WNBA, I think the USA women should be worried a little bit. We saw last year how we struggled against France and literally almost lost to them. And they're continuing to just bring more women and more women through the pipeline that can flat out hoop. Like Pauline Astier, I had never heard of her until this year. Never heard of her. And I'm like, bro, she can hoop. These are players that they're bringing over that can flat out play basketball, and they have an advantage on the players from the US because they're able to play professional at a younger age. And so I want to see something change about that rule. I know you didn't ask me that, but I do want to see something change about that rule. I don't think it's fair that the international players can technically enter the WNBA at an earlier age than the players in the US. So I think it gives them an advantage, of course, because they're playing professionally over there. And I think more teams are going to want to fill their roster with international players because they're getting that professional experience from the age of I was going to say 19, but shit, some of them start way before that. 15, 14, they're getting professional experience. I think in a couple of years we kind of need to be worried. I'm not gonna lie. For years we have not had to worry about much competition. The United States women's basketball has just been absolutely dominant. And I think we still will be dominant because we still have the likes of Hannah and Juju, and Asia's gonna still be around. But when the Stewie of the world start to retire, and I start to get a little weary during that time. Big centers like BG, like she might not have much left in the tank. So I started to get a little worried from that endpoint, but I don't mind the international players coming over because it's especially with the rosters, especially with the expansion teams, and that we're going to need bodies to fill these rosters. So I think it is a good thing that they're opening it up more globally. Now, out of all the players that you mentioned, all of them have a high ceiling, I believe, but I've been very open about who's my favorite, one of my youngest favorite players, and it's simply Dominique Malonga. I think that just the raw talent she has. I think that if Dominique is able to put it all together and stay healthy, because so far this year she's been concussed multiple times, she's been taking a lot of shots that can be detrimental to her long-term health. So I hope that they can figure out something for that because not only has she taken shots to the head in the US, she's took shots to the head overseas as well. But if she can stay healthy, the sky is the limit for this kid. She has it. She has it. And again, people might watch her and say she looks a little uncoordinated or she doesn't look like she fits her body yet. She's still learning her body. She's 19, 20 years old. She's 6'6", playing amongst grown women with women's strength. And just from her rookie season where she did not get consistent minutes to now starting and playing considerably big minutes, I already see her level of comfort increasing. I already see her level of confidence increasing. And I think that started, to be honest, with her playing in Unrivaled. And that started with her getting more reps overseas or whatever the case may be. But she looks more comfortable with her face-up game. She's looking more confident with her mid-range shot. Her footwork is looking a little better. She's trying to remain a little bit more patient before making her moves. And we saw all of this on display against the Aces the other day. 19 total points in the game. But to start the game, they were just feeding her nonstop. And I think she had the first 8 points or something like that. And going head to head with A'ja Wilson. And if we're keeping it a buck and we're all being honest, Dominique is one of the few players in the WNBA that gives A'ja some problems defensively because she's long and she's lengthy, and Asia's not used to getting her shit swatted out of there. She's usually the one that's used to doing that, but Dominique is so long and lengthy that you have to be smart when you're taking the ball up against her. And we saw it last year in the playoffs when they almost beat the Aces in the playoffs. Dominique was really giving A'ja a little bit of trouble. Now, I'm not going to say that A'ja wasn't cooking her as well. Let's be very clear. But if we're talking about bigs that have to go against A'ja, I think Dominique is in the top 5 that really gives A'ja problems just because of her length. So I say all that to say this is a 3-level score. She has to get more comfortable shooting a 3, but she can knock it down when open. She can hit the midi. She can take you off the dribble. She's working on her post moves. Like when she puts it all together and the game slows down for her, that front court in Seattle is going to be disgustingly good. Disgustingly good.
Oh, man. Listen, for you is Dominique Malonga. For me, it's someone who I never thought would be this good this fast, and that's Pauline Astier.
I'm telling you.
So I did a hit with my man Dexter Henry of the New York Post. Shout out to him. And we talked about Pauline Astier in
Hmm.
the first 5 games of the season. And then she was averaging close to 17 points per game,
Yeah.
5 assists, 4 rebounds, and 1.5 steals. And looking at her international tape, I could see flashes of what she's doing currently in the league. Right now, she's averaging, it's gone down a little bit, not a little bit, it's gone down from 17 to 11, 3.4 rebounds and close to 4 assists. But that's because, of course, New York is now incorporating their players like Asatu, like
Yeah.
Benijah, and of course,
And Sabrina's
Sabrina
back
came
now.
back.
Yeah.
The guards are starting to fill in a little bit more, and you're starting to see lesser minutes from Pauline. But Pauline has come in and she has done an incredible job for the New York Liberty. And she's such a downhill type player, and she's not afraid of contact, and she makes the right play. She takes the right shots. For her to come in and do what she's been doing is just amazing. And I want y'all to listen to that Liberty Lately hit of Pauline Astier on you. It was something that I could definitely say that I didn't expect from a high expectation standpoint, but I expected just because of how well she played overseas based off of the overseas tape that I saw. So overall, I think that from the French standpoint, like these players are building that bridge into a bigger point, and that's the league's next growth phase of not only having its domestic stars, is having an international identity with Olympic rivalries and global fan bases. And I think that's a great way to end this episode, Lo.
Hmm.
And I want to really end it on a good note because it's been a couple weeks. So shout out to everybody who supports us, who listens, who watches. Shout out to DA who's been holding it down with real basketball talk, no hot takes. Make sure you listen to that on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Shout out to you, Jay, Wally, Nick, Best Damn W. Make sure y'all check them out on Tuesday nights, 9:30 Eastern. I think that overall, when it comes to amplifying this league, we as consumers have to do better in support, and they, as in the conglomerate, needs to do more in helping us independents amplify what needs to be said, what needs to be heard, and what needs to be seen when it comes to basketball conversations. Lo, do you have anything else before we head out?
Let's see. Not much. Y'all know where to find me on Twitter. I'm never calling it the other name. Lolo Bike. I'm on TikTok and Instagram, Hoops with Lo. And I just wanted to say, is it about to cut me off? No. Okay. I just wanted to say that Friday is Juneteenth and I will be
Yes,
celebrating. And for the last, especially since this president has been in there, it's been hard to be black. So for all my black people listening, take the day off if you can and just enjoy the fruits of our labor and what we have done for this country. That's all I got.
absolutely. And of course, you can follow me at K.Lu3H. Follow the network on Twitter at the 9450. Follow us on YouTube at the 9450. Follow us on TikTok and Instagram at the 9450 underscore. Make sure you check out our sponsors. SeatGeek, get $20 off your first order by using the code the 9450. Welshmo Coffee, and of course, shout out to everybody once again for Low over there. I am Kevin K. Lewis. And as always, love is love. Peace.